Request for hips. We're probably going to take it a little easier than we usually do on Thursday.
Okay,
All right.
that was good. Thank you.
All right. So let's start on our backs. You can start in full Shavasana, or you can bend your knees, feet wide, knees together, eyes closed if that's comfortable. And then just start dropping in, connecting to this moment. So notice the sounds you hear around you. Notice the floor under you, each point where your body touches the floor. And if you're gripping and lifting away, see if you can relax and wiggle those spaces down into the floor. And then notice your chest rising and falling. And then begin intentionally to deepen your breath. Finding that equal inhalation, exhalation, in and out through the nose. Maybe you want to add an intention to your practice, a single positive word you'd like to bring into your practice. Always remembering ahimsa. And then just stretch your arms towards the back of the room. And then gather up your knees in front of your heart, your chest, your abdomen, rock out your low back. Just make circles, reverse your circles. And then plant your feet, pinky toes near the edges of your mat. And keeping your feet where they are, just let both knees fall to the right and look to the left. And then come up and let your knees go to the other side, looking to the right. And then bring it back to center. Walk your feet in, hips width apart. And take your right leg straight up in the air and interlace your fingers at the hamstring and circle the ankle. And reverse. And relax. Stay here or walk your hands further up your leg to deepen the stretch. And then guide the ankle over the bent knee. Find your figure four. Stay here energetically pressing that right knee away. If it feels okay, you're going to lift the foot that's on the floor. Take your right hand between the thighs, left hand around, grab the hamstring or the shin. There's some options you can do here. You can tip it just a little bit to the left. That's going to give you a little bit of a bigger stretch. Some of you might want to extend that back leg. You can even reach up towards your calf or ankle here. You can also do a rock the baby on the back here, where you wrap your elbow around the foot, the other elbow around the knee, and then hover the top leg, the back leg. And if it went out, bring it back in. Then just drop your foot. Keep this same shape you have going on. Move both hips just an inch to the right, and then tip the whole shape over to the left side so that top foot touches down, and look to the right. Feels okay? Take your left hand, grab the shin on that leg that's up in front, and then push the knee away to get a stretch in that hip. And then some of you might feel comfortable to take that right hand, reach for that foot that's down on the floor behind you, and you can grab that foot. Doesn't feel good, don't do it. And then go ahead, bring it back to center. Send that right leg straight up in the air again, same leg. And then slow as you can, let the right leg lower to the floor. Once the leg touches, give it a little rock side to side. And then open your arms up and take a twist. Knee to the right, gaze to the left. It might feel good to put your right hand on top of that thigh. And then come back to center, hug it up and in, and rock it out again. And then plant your feet and send the left leg high, interlace your fingers, circle the ankle. And reverse. And relax. Stay here or go further up your leg to deepen the stretch. And then guide the ankle over the bent knee, find your figure four, stay here, pressing the knee away, or hug it up and in. This time it's left hand through, right hand around, grab the hamstring or the shin. Keep it here, or gentle tip to the right. If you want to extend that leg, you have those options, extending the left leg or reaching up towards the calf or ankle. Or you have that rock the baby option if you like. Wrap it around the shin and hover the back leg. And then wherever you are, we'll all bring it back in and drop that bottom foot. Keep your shape the same way. Move your hips 1 inch to the left and then tip the whole thing to the right. Look to the left. So you can hang out here, just leave the hands alone, or you can grab the calf or shin with the right, push that knee away. Some of you might take your left hand, grab that foot behind you. And then bring it back to center. You have to level out the hips and send the left leg high. Flex the foot and slow as you can, lower that leg. Once the leg touches, give it a little rock and then open your arms. Knee goes across the body. Knee to the left, gaze to the right. And then bring it back to center, hug it up and in and rock it out. You can stay here or bring the bottoms of the feet together, press your knees away. You can stay here or take both feet up in the air so you're in happy baby. You might move around a little, rock a little, bend your knees, straighten your legs, whatever feels good. And then we're going to come up to a seat. You can roll to your side. You can rock up if you want to try holding the feet together, rock up. You want a little challenge, you can work on extending the legs. We're all gonna meet with the bottoms of our feet together. And just do a little butterfly. Stay here or fold in. And then go ahead, come up. And keep your left leg in and just take your right leg off to the side. And just put your right hand on your shin. And you can just stay here and kind of twist toward the bent knee. That feels okay. You're going to slide down with the right hand. The left hand can stay down or it can go up alongside the ear. If you're going for the foot, you're going for the pinky toe side. Keep stacking the shoulders, not rounding in. And keep breathing. And then squeeze your belly to come up. Just let your left hand come down and just take your right arm up and just stretch it straight up to the sky. So no big side stretch, just a teeny little bit. And then drop the hands and switch the legs. So left hand on your shin, sit up tall. Remember, you can stay here or you're sliding down. Left hand can stay down or reach it up and over. And then go ahead, come all the way up. Let your left hand just tense and keep it right there. And just reach the right arm up. And then drop your hands and take both legs wide. Walk your sitting bones forward, hands in front, and just walk them away. So if your back's feeling funky, sometimes forward folds are worse than back bends. So kind of honor your body. And then walk it back in and bring the bottoms of the feet together. Do a little butterfly. Stay here or fold forward again. And then sit up and make your way to hands and knees. So finding a tabletop position, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Cat-cow tilts when you're ready. The inhale drops your belly, lifts your head. Exhale, arch high, push the floor away. And just move with your breath. Sorry about that. I know that hit the ear. And then wait for your next exhalation. And return to your flat back. And then push yourself back towards child's pose. So remembering you can come to child's pose at any point during your practice. And then shifting forward, hands and knees. And then take your left leg straight back, toes on the mat, press through the heel, find that calf, give it a stretch, tuck your tailbone, lift the belly. Stay here, or we're gonna lift the left leg. Stay here, or you can reach that right arm forward. Keep the belly engaged, don't sway. And then put your hand down, let your foot cross over the right, look over the right shoulder towards your toes. Now swing it off to the left side, foot in line with the knee, left arm up, circle the wrist. Reverse. Keep it straight up or start to let it go back. Some of you, it might feel good to turn that thumb towards the floor and reach for that bottom inner thigh. And then bring both hands down. Keep that leg out and push your hips back. If it doesn't feel good to have it out, make it a child's pose instead. And then shift forward, bring the knee in and send the right leg back. Find that calf muscle, stretch it out. Engage the belly, stay here or float the leg. And then stay there or left arm forward. And then put your hand down, let that foot cross over the left, look over the left shoulder towards your toes. And then swing it off to the right. Right arm up, circle the wrist. Reverse, keep it straight up or start to let it go back. Keep it straight or flip that thumb towards the floor and reach for that bottom inner thigh. And then bring your hand down, stay here, press your hips back. If it doesn't feel good, just bring that leg in. And then shifting forward, bring the knee in, tuck your toes, push your hips back towards your heels. And then when you're ready, press it up to your first downward facing dog. Pedal it out, walk it out, move it around, wag your tail. Nice, that's look great. And then come to stillness and just hold your down dog. Make sure you're not creating tension in the neck. Either drop to the knees or shift into plank and hold. And then wait for an exhale, lower all the way down to your belly. And then keep your fingers where they are. Roll up just your head, neck, and chest. Find cobra. No weight on the hands first round. And then lower down. Keep your hands where they are. On an inhale, roll up again. This time, go ahead and put a little bit of weight in the hands if it feels okay. Keep the elbows bent. Keep the pelvis down. Keep the shoulders away from the ears. And then lower. And then slide your hands back another inch. Roll up, find cobra. Keep it low or extend into up dog. Maybe it feels good to look back over your shoulders. And then we'll all tap our knees, tuck our toes, and press it up to downward facing dog. And then walk your hands and feet towards each other, making your way into ragdoll. So any movement that feels good. Grab elbows, bend your knees, shake your head yes and no. And then drop your arms, bend your knees, and squeeze your belly as you stack your vertebrae. At the top, reach your arms tall. And then take hold of the right wrist with the left hand. Like this, stretch it over. Keep dropping the tailbone. Stay here, or you can take that right foot behind, bend both knees like a curtsy, pull a little deeper to the left. And then go ahead, bring it up. Grab the other wrist, stretch it out first. Stay here or left foot behind, bend both knees, curtsy and pull. And then go ahead and bring it up. Drop your hands, touch your thighs, slide towards your toes. Stay here, or you can take your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers, let the arms pull away. And then hands back onto the sacrum, reach for your toes. On an inhale, press your shins away. On an exhale, fold. On an inhale, come all the way up. And once you're at the top, stretch it out, drop your tailbone. If it feels good, add a little back bend. Come up straight and hands to your heart. Drop your arms, find your mountain at the top of your mat. On an inhale, arms up. On an exhale, folding forward. On an inhale, push your shins away. On an exhale, bend your knees, plant your palms, take your left foot to the back of the mat. Drop that knee and sink into the left hip flexor. Shine your heart open. Remember, if the floor feels too far away, hands can come to your thigh. You should have that stretch, feeling it in the front of that left hip flexor. And then wait for an exhale, hips back, toes lift, hands walk with you. If the hamstring is tight, fold it forward if you need a stretch. And then shift the weight forward, tuck your toes. You can go hands and knees or down dog. You can cat-cow or add a vinyasa. That's inhale plank. Exhale lower. Inhales cobra or up dog. And exhales hands and knees or down dog. On an inhale, let your left leg lift. Keep the leg straight and the toes down. So both hips are closed, like you're flexing that left foot. Now just turn the left toes out to the side. Let the leg go higher. If it feels good, bend the knee. And then step that foot all the way to the top. Drop that back knee, sink into the right hip flexor, and shine your heart open. Wait for an exhale, hips back, toes lift, Ardha Hanuman. Shift the weight forward, take it back, hands and knees or down dog, cat-cow, or add your flow. Inhale plank, exhale lower, inhale your back bend, and exhale down dog. Nice. And then when you're ready, right leg high, keep the leg straight and the toes down. Flex the foot on the lifted leg. Nice. Stay there or turn the toes to the side. Let the leg go higher. Stay there or bend the knee and get into that hip. And then step that foot all the way up. Left hand or fist stays on the mat. Right hand on the thigh. Make a twist. Look to the right. Keep the right hand down or reach it up. And then wait for your exhale, put the hand down, stay here, step your back foot up a few inches and come up for high lunge. Find your balance. To start, let's all put a bend in that back knee, drop the tailbone, push the pelvis forward. So you should transfer that stretch into that left hip flexor. And then go ahead, straighten that leg out, stay there, or send the left arm forward, right arm back. Feels okay, right hand drops to the back thigh, left arm goes higher. And then wait for an exhale, cartwheel your hands to the floor. We're stepping up with the left foot and back with the right. Right hand or fist down, left hand on the thigh, twist and look to the left. Keep it low or reach it high. Keep breathing. And then bring that hand down, step that back foot up a few inches. We're coming up for high lunge. Feels okay, we're putting a bend in that back knee, drop in the tailbone, push that pelvis forward and breathe into the front of this right thigh. Go ahead, straighten it out. And then it's right arm forward, left arm back. Stay there or drop the left hand down and reach the right arm higher. Wait for an exhale, cartwheel your hands down and step the right foot up. Go ahead, pinky toes out near the edges of the mat. You can stay here in a wide leg forward fold or set up for your squat, elbows above the knees, bend your knees. It can stay here in a high squat or sink it down into your low squat. Elbows might come to the insides of the knees, thumbs might come to the sternum. Wherever you are, you're not creating pain. And you're breathing. And then if you went low, elbows back above the knees, push together to come up. Feels okay, just hang forward, grab opposite elbows, and just let the weight kind of shift a little back and forth. And then drop your arms, bend your knees, and squeeze your belly as you round up. Once you're at the top, stretch it out, step it a little closer together, stretch it up. If it feels good, add that little back bend. Come up tall and hands to your heart. Drop your arms, find your mountain. Settle your breath. And then for studio purposes, we'll step the right foot back, whatever works at home. Set up your toes for 1 and 11 o'clock. So you're in a wide leg forward fold. You're going to bend your knees and sit into a tall squat. Bellies up, tailbones down. So belly button towards the spine. Nice. These look great. All right. Hands can stay on your thighs or you can bring them up. Bend your elbows. On an inhale, just straighten your legs and drop your arms. On an exhale, bend your knees, go back into that squat. So we're just inhaling, straightening up, straightening the legs, and exhale, sinking low. That's it. So just bending your thighs like pistons. Let's keep moving on your own. Let's do 2 more. And then we'll hold it for 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead, straighten up, drop your arms. Now square your feet, fold forward, and touch the floor. And just put a little bit of weight in the hands and just start turning your toes out a little bit, like 1 and 11 o'clock, and just start bending side to side, just swaying from one side to the other. And the next time you get over to the right side, stay there. And you can keep the hips up high. If it feels good, you can bend that knee, drop it into a squat, let the right toes pop up. Sorry, that's your left toes. And then we're going to walk it up and over to the other side. Keep it high or sink it low. Honor your body. And then walk it back to center. Get your wrists under your shoulders. Move the right hand under the face. Reach the left arm high. You can keep the arm straight up or do that same thing you did earlier, knuckles to sacrum, or reach for the right inner thigh. And then go ahead, switch sides and twist to the other side. And then drop it down. Just walk your hands way out in front. Find that wide leg down top. And just kind of wiggle your hips and drop your shoulders. And then walk it in. Just turn the right toes to the top of the mat. And let's all take it back to down dog or child's pose. You can cat cow or add a vinyasa. And then either from hands and knees or down dog, walk your way up to ragdoll. On an inhale, push your shins away. On an exhale, fold. On an inhale, come all the way up. Once you're at the top, stretch it out. And then come up tall before your hands come down. Drop your arms, find your mountain, and step your right foot back. So we're setting up warrior two. So all our hip opening standing poses, heel to arch alignment, arms up. Look over the left middle finger. Track the knee open, torso straight up out of the pelvis. It's like great. And breathe. And then flip the left hand and stretch it back, find reverse triangle. Stay here or take your hand, right hand, grab the wrist and pull. And then just release your arms and go back to warrior two. And then we'll just flow. So inhale, stretch it back. Exhale, warrior two. Do two more like that, using your own breath. And then meet me in warrior two. And straighten the left leg. Left arm stretches to the front. Before the hand goes down to the shin, the foot, the floor. Right arm up unless it hurts the shoulder, and then it rests down alongside the hip. And then squeeze your belly tight, press into both feet, come up and stretch it back. And then bend your knee, go back to warrior two. And then left forearm on the thigh, right arm can stay on the hip or go up alongside the ear, palm spinning down. Extended side angle. You can always add your variation here if you'd like. A half bind, a full bind. If you move the right hand, take it back to the front and then reach the right hand down, pop the back heel up and lower the knee. Walk your toes a little more to the left side of your mat. Keep the right hand on the floor, take your left hand, push the left knee away and look over the left shoulder. Only if it does not bother the knee, do you bend the knee, reach back and take hold of the top of the foot. The knee and the back. And then bring both hands back to the front. Stay high or drop the right elbow. Stay there or let the left elbow drop and meet it. Wherever you are is perfect, looks good. So these are all pretty juicy hip. What you're gonna need after your flight. Are you flying out? She is flying out tomorrow. Now, if you went low, push up through your arms and then just take your left leg around. You can go down dog or child's pose. You can rest or flow. You can cat cow if you want something in between. And then either from hands and knees or down dog, walk your way up to the top of your mat. Finding ragdoll. On an inhale, push your shins away, find Ardha Uttanasana. And then exhale, fold. Inhale to stand. And meet me at the heart. Drop your arms, step your left foot back. Setting up warrior two on this side, arms up, look over your right middle finger, get all your joints where you need them, and breathe. And then flip the hand, stretch it back, reverse triangle. Stay here or grab the wrist with the left hand and pull. Wait for an exhale, go back to warrior two. And then inhale, stretch it back. And exhale, warrior two. Two more like that. And then we'll meet in warrior two. And straighten the right leg. Right arm stretches out before it reaches down. Trikonasana. And then squeeze your belly, come all the way up and stretch back. And then bend your knee back to warrior two. And then right forearm on the thigh, left hand can stay on the hip or go alongside the ear, palm spinning down. Feel free to stay here or add whatever's in your practice. And if you moved your arm, take the left hand back forward, and then we're all reaching the left hand to the floor. Pop the back heel up and lower the knee. Walk your right toes to the right side. Stay here, or you can push that right knee away. Look over the right shoulder. Stay there or bend the knee. Take hold of the top of the foot or the ankle. And release with control. If you're holding on, both hands to the front. Stay high or drop the left elbow. Stay there or the right elbow meets it. There you go. And breathe. If you went low, push up through your arms. Just gonna take that right leg around. You can go to down dog or child's pose. You can rest or flow through a vinyasa. And then let's all meet at hands and knees. And just do 2 cat-cow tilts as you inhale, look up. As you exhale, arch high. One more time. Return to your flat back and just bring your left foot to the top of the mat and bring both hands up to your thigh. Take your left thumb, slide it back a little, reach your right arm up and over, and just give yourself a little stretch over to the left side. Stay here, or that left hand can reach for the floor or a block. Can't touch, keep it on the thigh. And go ahead and bring it back up tall. And then on an exhale, take your right elbow down like you're gonna cross the knee. Stay here or push your hands into prayer, look to the left. You can always keep it low. If you want to lift that back knee, you can lift it up. If the elbow is too much of a bind, you can always just put the hand back on the floor on the inside of the foot. And then go ahead, bring it back to center. And we're just going to switch legs. Take the left leg back and bring the right foot up. Both hands to your thigh. Left arm alongside the ear, stretch it over. Right arm stays where it is or reaches down. And then bring it back up, and then exhale, left elbow comes over, unless you want to put the hand on the floor instead. Keep it here or press to prayer. If you want to lift the back knee, sometimes it's easier to keep that hand down, lift the knee first. And then bring it back to center. And you can go to down dog or child's pose. Hold, flow, or rest. Cat cow if you want something in between. And then either from hands and knees or down dog, walk your way to ragdoll. On an inhale, find Ardha Uttanasana. On an exhale, fold. On an inhale, come all the way up. Once you're at the top, stretch it out. And then we'll all meet at the heart. Drop your arms, find your mountain, and we'll move into balance. So we'll do tree pose. Start with your left toes, lift the toes and spread them wide. Right knee kickstand. Hands can stay at the heart or bring it higher or help it above the knee. Hands can open up or go high. If you're feeling like you need something else, that right hand can go down to the knee and you can tip it over and stretch it over to that side. Wherever you are is perfect. Let go of judgment. And then hands to your heart. Hands to your waist. You can step out or you can bring that thigh to the front. Don't lean back. If you're going to extend and point, squeeze it and then lower. Give it a little shake and try the other side. Find your tree on this side, whatever that looks like. It might be different. Go for it. And breathe. Focus more on the lift, like you're being pulled upward than you are on the foot. You can add your little tip if you did that on the other side. And then we'll all meet back at the heart. Take it to the waist. You can step out or bring the thigh to the front. Don't lean back. If you extend and point, squeeze it and lower. Give a little swish and shake. And then bend your knees like you're going into chair. Belly's in, tailbones down. Keep the left foot down and take the right thigh over, making a figure 4. You can keep your hands at prayer. You can rest them on your shin. The more you bend, the more you're going to feel a stretch in the right hip. Some of you might be able to bend enough to touch the floor. Nice. If you went low, come on up. We're just going to kick that leg out, drop it down, give a little shake, and try the other side. So bend your knees. Right foot stays down, left ankle crosses over. Bend and sit back. Find what you want to do with your hands. Find your breath. Keep the belly engaged. Nice balance, everybody. When you're ready to come out, come on up and kick it out. Give a little shake. And find your mountain, top of your mat. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, folding forward. You can stay right here. If another squat would feel good, you can take that. If you want to work on crow, you can always do that. And when you're done, we're all going to make our way back to hands and knees or down dog, cat cow, or Adho Vinyasa. Nice. Beautiful. And then we're all gonna lower all the way onto our belly. Take the forehead or chin to your mat. Take your arms back with your palms turned up. On an inhale, roll up just your head, neck, and chest. Push the feet and the pelvis into the floor. And breathe. Maybe a little lift just before you lower. And then put your left cheek on the mat. Wiggle out your hips. And you can stay where you are, or second round, forehead or chin down. Inhale, head, neck, and chest, arms float. Maybe the legs lift this time. Doesn't feel good, don't do it. Find your breath. Little lift just before you lower. Put the right cheek on the mat, wiggle out your hips. And then press up to hands and knees and go all the way back to child's pose. You can stay in child's pose or press it to down dog. You can rest or flow. And then we'll all meet at hands and knees and just do 2 cat-cow tilts. As you inhale, look up. Exhale, arch high. One more time. Return to your flat back and then take your right knee up to the outside of the right wrist. And you're going to bring the heel to the top of the left thigh. So we're going into pigeon. If you know this doesn't feel good for you, you can come onto your back. We're going to slide that leg away. Try not to fall into the hip. Nice. Some of you might be able to lower to elbows. You might stack your hands, rest your forehead. If you're feeling pretty open, eventually you're going to start to work that shin closer to parallel. If you went low, push up through your arms. Just going to slide that back knee forward so you can get that front leg out of the way and then just take it back and kick it around. And then take your other knee up to the outside of the same wrist. Yeah. And slide it away. And breathe. If you went low, press up through your arms. Slide that back knee forward so you can get the front leg out and then kick it around. And then you can go to down dog or child's pose. You can rest or flow through your last vinyasa. Nice. And then we're all gonna meet back down on our bellies. And take your left ear on the mat, take cactus arms, bend your elbows, let the side of the head rest. And then just take your right knee and slide it up towards the right elbow. And breathe. And you can stay right here or take both arms forward, lift everything except the elbows. I mean the hands. Lift the elbows and then take your left arm under with the palm turned up. You're gonna roll on to the left shoulder and then let the right arm go back behind you and watch it go. Where's my ear? And then just take your right hand back up where it came from. Slide the knee down, cactus arms on the other side, left elbow to left knee. And stay where you are or take both arms forward. You're going to take that right arm, thread it under the left. You're going to roll on to the left shoulder and then let the right arm come all the way back behind you and watch it go. So the more you let this knee pop up, like you're going to roll onto your back, the more likely you are to get this left shoulder on the floor. And then from right where you are, just keep rolling on over like you're going onto your back because you are. And you might need to wiggle back onto your mat, hug your knees up and in. Don't worry, your head's going to be facing this way if you're in the studio. And then just let both knees fall to the right and look to the left. If you have a different twist that gives you a better, deeper stretch, take it. And then bring it up and go to the other side. And bring it back to center, hug it up and in, rock it out one last time. If you like to finish up with happy baby as your last hip stretch, it can be bottoms of the feet together, knees away or feet up, knees down. You can move around if that feels good. If your feet are up, bring them in. If your knees are wide, pull them together. If that feels okay, hug yourself up. And then exhale, stretch it out in all directions. And then relax, find Shavasana, whatever that looks like for you today. Make your back comfortable, make your shoulders comfortable. Eyes are closed if that's comfortable. And then just imagine a beautiful golden light enters the body through the crown of the head. As that light pours through, it brings warmth and relaxation to your scalp, your forehead, your eyes, your nose, and your mouth. Make sure you're not clenching your jaw. The neck and shoulders are relaxed. The arms, hands, and fingers. the chest with your heart and lungs, the abdomen with all your internal organs, the upper, middle, and lower back are relaxed, the hips, the pelvis, the buttocks, the thighs, the knees, the calves and shins, the ankles, the feet, and out the toes. The body is completely relaxed. This state of peace is your true nature. Just to be. The person whom desires enter as rivers flow into the sea. Filled yet always unmoving, that person finds lasting peace. Yoga happens when we are unmoved by our conditioning and the desires that come with it. So bring the awareness back to your breath, deep in your breath. Let it fill your body. And start to bring small movements to fingers and toes, hands and feet, arms and legs, until you're ready for a big stretch. And if it feels good, hug your knees up one last time. You can take a few breaths on your right side if that feels good. And in your own time, in your own way, when you're ready, make your way up to your comfortable seat, and we'll close our practice. Find your tall spine and find your breath. Remember your peace and share your light. Hands to the heart, bow in, give gratitude, and look for the joy. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you for sharing your practice and your presence.